between these two. Calotropis, okay. Calotropis, you've seen the flower is useful, even in temples you've seen them. But the best part is the Calotropis is used for paper making. So we can use this whole plant is not a waste, we can use it for paper making, fiber. It has a lot of fiber content and you can make paper. And this is seen more in places like Rajasthan. And many farmers in Rajasthan have already been taught how to prepare and process this plant for preparing and manufacturing paper. So they have made small little booklets out of the paper coming from Calotropis. Okay. Then you have Prosopis juliflora. In Kannada it is called as Bellari Jali. This is a common tree which you see. It grows violent everywhere. If it starts growing, you will see that it's growing all around. My experience is we see a lot of these trees growing very close to water bodies. Okay? So they are also one of the water indicator plants, which is called as Prosopis juliflora. There are many more pictures, so you can take time and you can have a look at Prosopis juliflora. This is how Prosopis juliflora looks like. Jalimara we call it in Kannada. Bellari Jali we call it. Then Crotalaria. Again I put some plants also in between because they are also good for water indicators. They are water indicator plants. We have water indicator trees and we have water indicator plants as well. So I've already told you earlier, a lot of studies related to water has been till 1970-75 was the time when they did some real studies on water and tree species. But after that nobody really went into depth. When in 2015 we tried to do some work with it. You can see Cassia senegal. Again, these are Cassia species. Most of the Cassia species you see in Rajasthan. And Cassia species also have a lot of utility. You will see the utility of these species. Then you have tropical wet evergreen forest. Now, later maybe in the class I have to do for you different types of forests. This is also one question which is really asked in the examination. Types of forests, okay, classification of forest, tropical forest, deciduous forest, temperate forest, alpine forest, different types. Under wet you have tropical wet evergreen forest. So you can see the trees over here. One tree is called as the Diptocarpus indicus. It's a tall tree. You can see here in the picture. It's called as Diptocarpus indicus. Okay, so this is actually coming in this type of forest, tropical wet evergreen forest. So whenever you are writing on these type of forest, I am going to go in depth after 2 days. Then you will see that we need to remember few of these tree species which are important for our studies. Okay. Then you can see Lataria indica. Okay, this is also a beautiful tree. Okay, so called later. And then you have Artocarpus crisipus coming from the jackfruit family. Okay, Artocarpus generally is jackfruit family. So now jackfruit has so much of value because jackfruit wood is used for making window panes. Okay, then jackfruit fruit is eaten. Fruit is edible. Then you can make mixtures out of the fruit of jack. Then you can vegetable also is prepared. Many families prepare vegetable curry out of the raw jackfruit, not the ripened one. Ripened one also they are using in different things. Tropical sub-evergreen forest. So under the tropical sub-evergreen forest, we have another type of tree species, Xylea xylocarpa. So you can see this is also a very good tree, Xylea xylocarpa. And then you have Terminalia tomentosa. If you look, this is how the bark looks of Terminalia tomentosa. So as I told you all, I will get the cocoons and the of these airy and moga silk. So I just got that so that you can have a look at them. I will show you. So these trees are very important, like Terminalia species, especially for these airy and moga silk. So maybe you can have a look at it and you can see. So if you see here, you have these worms, okay, like silkworm feeds on Morus alga, that is on this cocoon, this silk tree which we call it as Morus alga. You have also the tropical tessar cocoon. You can see it's very big, tropical tessar cocoon. And you have the other one. You have another type of cocoon which you can see over here. So white variety of white. Okay. White. This is pale. This is again off white. This is the mulberry silk of Bombay's model. This one. And then we have one more. We have Eri. I was talking Eri silk and Boga silk. Eri, that is also you can see the cocoons of Eri. And then you can see the silk. You see? Yes. Silk material. Just forward to you can see or you can come and see this. Pass it on. So these, cocoon. Actually, they are once they come out when the worms they actually feed on the leaves of terminalia. Most of the terminalia species, terminalia tomentosa, which is common, terminalia arjuna, which you have seen, okay, and many other terminalia, velarica. So these are the few species which you will get an idea that they eat the leaves. Okay, so therefore you have not one type of silk. You have that is from mulberry. Okay, that is silkworm. And then you have from Eri and Moga also, the other type of silk which is being produced. So terminalia species, and this is the bark of terminalia tomentosa looks like. So also concentrate on the board. Then you have another tree which is called as Cochia cordiflora. Then you have Lagistomia lanceolata. Lagistomia is mainly for flowering. It's a flowering tree. They have beautiful flowers from Lagistomia lanceolata. Then we come to the moist, tropical moist deciduous forests. In this we have Tectona grandis, which is very commonly called as teak, which is important in terms of wood, the main timber I will say. And then we have Delbergia latifolia. Delbergia latifolia is your rosewood. You've already seen these are the shape of the leaves. And you see more also in North India. North India also you will see a lot of Delbergia latifolia. You have Bombax malabaricum. So like you have Buteomonosperma is flame of forest. Like that even you have Bombax malabaricum. They also have red flowers. When the flowering is there is no leaves. So usually what we see is these have good flowers, very nice flowers. Like Buteomonosperma, Bombax malabaricum, lovely flowers, and it looks like the forest is catching flame in some portion. There is fire because only it's red in color or it's dark orange in color. So these are the colors you will come across and looks also splendid. Then you have Petrocarpus marsupial. They are yellow flowers. Petrocarpus marsupial. This is Indian cork tree, which is called as Akashamallige. Usually this is the tree which grows at height. It doesn't spread its branches on the left or the right. Generally, as I've seen the tree, this tree just goes upright. So it just goes upright and it has very good flowers, fragrant flowers. So if you're passing through the area, you get very nice fragrance, beautiful fragrance. And in the night time also when you pass, when the tree is there, you got very good fragrance of Akashamallige, which is called as Indian cork tree. Okay. Then you have another tree which is Latanda, just a little here. You have seen that in our botanical garden. Then we have Shisham. Shisham is called as Delbergia sisum. Just leaves are very similar to Delbergia latifolia. So we have two in there, rosewood and Shisham, Delbergia latifolia and Delbergia sisum. So both of them are coming under very high quality and very priced woods. They are most costly wood. They are even costly to teak. Okay, and they are priced high than any other wood quality. If you want to use rosewood or Shisham, you have to spend a lot of money. It's going to be very expensive. If you want to make anything out of rosewood or Shisham, you have to buy. You want to buy, you have to pay the money and pay it, and it will be expensive. So it depends on the passion of the people, how much money they are having, what they can afford. Okay, that is from the species. So therefore, we have so many. We just skip this one required. Okay, greasewood. Greasewood is also one plant, like it's a shrub-like thing which grows in saline soils. They are also somewhat like water indicator species. And plant may be toxic to livestock if large amount are eaten. However, early Native Americans used the salty tasting leaves as greens and also ate the seeds. They also ate the leaves, they also ate the seeds. And it has a very deep root system and able to reach groundwater from far below the surface. That's why I call them water indicators. Because their root just deeply goes, penetrates down and touches the groundwater table. So there are some plants which I have mentioned here in this PPT that their roots have the capacity. Even eucalyptus. That's why we say eucalyptus takes a lot of water. Why is greenery plant taking and consuming so much of water? Why do the farmers say wherever we are having eucalyptus, our water is getting depleted? Kolar, initially before we supplied the government tertiary, secondary treated wastewater from Bangalore to Kolar and Chintamani and on the route, they had depleted groundwater. Today you see Kolar has a better groundwater table. Why? Because we have been sending, every day we are sending nearly more than 450 million liters MLD of water. Million liters of water per day. So it's a huge amount of water which we are giving. And therefore we see Kolar is now not deprived of water. The lakes of Kolar are completely filled with water now. And they are also using for irrigation. But then they have to maintain the standards. They have to take care of the standards. Okay, these are also other type of plants which are having deep roots. You have shade scale, Artiflex, and you have these species, Partiflex, which are also having deep roots. Because I was doing a survey of what are the different studies, I will also review which are the trees which are better. One is also alpha. Alpha is also having deep roots. If you remember, you are using alpha. Alpha has quite deep root systems. Okay, then you have other flowering trees. Now this is very interesting. We have again acacia. Okay, this is sweet corn. You have acacia nilotica. You have the fruits, very characteristic fruits. You can see the shape of the fruits. Okay, and this invites also birds like parrots because they come and they feed. If you have any legumes, any kind of a legume, you will see that you invite parrots and you invite a lot of birds, especially parrots. They like to feed on legumes. Even if you have like acacia, you have Caesar-Pennaceae, we have beautiful yellow flowers, and you have the legume, the fruits. They come and they eat. And one fine day I thought, let me also, the parrots are coming and they are eating. Let me see the taste. What makes the parrots so happy to come and eat? And then I took opened the pod and I tasted. It was as tasty as the peas. In Kannada called batani. So when you eat sweet, tasty peas, it was just giving the taste, sweet taste. Okay, silence. There's a lot of noise behind. Okay. So you can see the leaves, okay, and then you can see the fruit form. Former times, the best thing I would like is when I used to even refer some books from the library. Okay, during Corona, I went a lot and sat in the library because we didn't have any students that time. We are only online classes. So what I used to do is I used to go to the library and I used to refer a lot of books. And that time I told you earlier also that there are artists, okay, who have drawn and colored the type and shape of the leaves, the fruits, and they have put them in the books. So these pictures have been taken from different books just to give the idea, give an idea. This is mesquite, which I have already showed you, that process juliflora, or which we call as Bellari. There can be a question, which plant is called as a mesquite in your objective questions. That time you should be able to answer. Process juliflora is called as the mesquite, that is your Bellari. We call it the normal actual name we give not the scientific, but the local name is mesquite. Common name, I would say, it's called as a common name. Okay, then you have another sporobolus. Then you have salt grass, and you have anthroplex. I already showed you earlier. Anthroplex. Okay, this is what it is really for. How the plant looks like, tree looks like, how the flowering is. So they are elongated. But Acacia nilotica is small, circular, not elongated, it's circular. You can see it's very, very circular. Yellow in color, of course. You can see another view. Acacia constrictor. You can see there will be little variation between them. These Acacia species, Acacia constrictor. Then Acacia briggi. Again, Acacia briggi is slightly elongated and puffed out. There is a difference between both of them. Then you have another species, okay. Then you have quercus. Quercus, I have come across quercus in Uttarakhand when I had gone to the hills of which is this place? Shimla. Not Shimla, there is another place where I had gone in Uttarakhand. So these hill stations actually, the hill stations, the high altitude hill stations towards the Himalayas, just not very close, at least we are reaching towards. You have this very which has small leaves, and they have these demarcations, and you have them quercus. So I have seen the quercus here in India itself. We have quercus. In Jatropha, of course, you have the Jatropha, which is called as the biodiesel tree. It is called as biodiesel. So you can see the leaf structure. Then you have Artocarpus hirsutus, okay, the jackfruit family. Now the jackfruit season has already started. Okay, you've seen all around if you go, you can see jackfruits. And it's a very nice fruit, you can consume it, you can eat it. It has a lot of health benefits. And University of Agriculture Sciences has released many varieties of jackfruit. And the jackfruit released by the University of Agricultural Sciences, Bangalore, has a lot of importance also outside the universities because it's been acknowledged. And our head of the department for biotechnology, the lady, is the professor is the main person responsible and is a breeder in this area. Then we have very important tree, which is the neem tree, which is a multi-purpose tree. From everything to anything you can depend on is a directa indica. You take this, cut this leaf, cut some few leaves, the whole thing, and put it in your almirah. You will not have any pest attack, you will not have any things coming in. You can prevent. You can keep it in your kitchen because nothing will happen. Otherwise, instead of putting naphthalene balls, many families they put naphthalene balls. Naphthalene balls are having very strong smell. Have you seen naphthalene balls? Have you felt the smell and how it is? So naphthalene balls, some of them use. But I would suggest instead of using naphthalene balls, go to the neem tree, take out some leaves and put them. You can put them in your wardrobe, you can put them in your suitcases where you have a lot of clothes. You can put them in some clothes you are not using every day. You want to use them in the next season. If you put them, it will stay like that. Because if you keep the clothes for a very long time, what happens is, it gets spoiled by some insects. They may spoil them. So if you are using leaves like neem, it will prevent, because it's a natural, pesticide, biopesticide. So that is one thing you can take care. Now we will see the difference between the leaves of Delbergia latifolia and Delbergia zissou. Remember for one, then you will remember naturally for the other one. If you see the leaves of Delbergia latifolia, the leaves are not continuous. Do you see the leaves to be continuous? It's not continuous. This is the difference between Delbergia latifolia and Delbergia zissou. So each leaf you see, it's little bit, there is some small changes. It's not complete. So this is the bifurcation or difference between Dalbergia latifolia and Dalbergia sissonia. You have Melia arborea. Melia arborea is called as white teak. We have this common, even I have seen a lot of this in Kolar nursery, and we have distributed to the farmers very close to Kolar nursery. So it's called as the white teak, and the leaves are heart shaped. Okay. In Kannada we call it as Kashmir Mara. It's called as Kashmir Mara. Okay, so it's called as white teak, or we call it Melia arborea. This is Cedrella tuna. So you have a cluster of these leaves which are seen. Cedrella tuna. Okay, then you have Digestomia species. This season also you have seen a lot of Digestomia flowering. Then we come to the fodder species. We have a lot of important fodder species. Some of the slides may be repeated in my class when I come at 1 o'clock after you complete your lunch. Then you will assemble here sharp at 1 o'clock. If you can come 10-15 minutes earlier, it is better. So Leucaena leucociphala is called as subabul. Subabul is one of the fodder species. You can give it to the animals, okay, for food. Now the farmer who has animals who are really healthy, more number of animals, quality milk production, quality animals, different breeds, you will see that that farmer has more number of fodder species in his farm or his village compared to a farmer who may have only one variety of fodder species. Fodder grasses are there, fodder trees are there. So to brush up, we have so many of them. We have subabul, we have agassiz, we have calandria, okay? We have Leucaena. These are all the main important fodder species. The more the fodder species, it is better because it is a source of food for the animals. And agassiz is good because they use it in IFS, Integrated Farming System. We use agassiz, which is called as Sesbania grandifolia. Okay? So they are very important. So likewise, we should make use of them for getting quality milk. You want quality milk, then you have to use the quality food also for the animals. Then you have cattle, sheep, goats and deers all love linden leaves. Okay, so you have some linden leaves also. Then we go to the next. This is also another fodder species. You can see for yourself Leucaena leucociphala, which is called as subabul. In common, everyone understands it subabul, but its scientific name is Leucaena leucociphala. And then we have Leucaena. Leucaena has beautiful flowers which are light pink in color, whitish pink in color. And when the forest is having a bloom of this Leucaena, it looks very splendid. We have taken our students to one of the forest areas which is called as this, very close to Chintamani, in the hills. Okay, very close by there is a forest land, and it is, anybody comes from that area, Chintamani? What is that place called? It is hills, very famous hills. Suddenly I am not recollecting the name. Okay, I will tell you. Kaivara. Very good. So Kaivara, many times, because I almost served there for nearly 5 years in Chintamani. So Kaivara we went many times, and once when I went, Kaivara was filled with the flowers of Leucaena. It looked very beautiful. Then you have Leucaena, another variety, completely you can see. So we should grow such things for the animals. See, if it was for human beings, what should we have done? We'll grow them, we'll use them. We'll grow all varieties what is good for our health. But what about the animals? Just because they cannot speak, we are only keeping few fodder varieties for them. Why? We have to keep more. We have to have more varieties for the animals. You have to give them good variety. Like it's like, in the elephants in the forest. They said elephants, it's left up to you. You only move around, go and eat. Otherwise what they bring, every day they'll get truckload of grasses. And from where the grasses are coming, they're coming from the water bodies. And the water body is already polluted with heavy metals. And when we tested the heavy metals in the dung of the cow, of the elephants and the hippopotamus, we saw there were some traces of heavy metals. Because you are giving the grasses grown in water which is having polluted water because it's industrial contaminants inside. So what are we providing our animals with? Leave alone. Elephants are the ones which love to eat sugarcane, which love to eat bananas and other fruits. And we give the elephants only grasses and grasses. Unless and until someone goes and wants to donate on their birthday some bananas for the elephants or sugarcane for the elephants. Sometimes people go and do the donation. They take the fruits and they take the permission and they give it for the elephants. So maybe if you are interested, you can also have your birthday celebrated with the animals and you take fruits for them. That would be a nice thing. You can take bananas. And I'm sure if you even spend, instead of spending on your dress 1,500 rupees or 1,000 rupees, you spend on getting all that bananas and giving the elephants, I'm sure they're going to bless you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, you have dulcinias and things called as the quick stick. Another view of Acacia nilotica. Acacia nilotica, the seeds, look at them, the seeds. Some of these seeds, when they grow, they are also characteristic to the plant. So if you are confused, you see the seeds, you see the flowers, you can identify. Yeah, this is this is this. Mahogany. Now, how many mahogany seeds you saw this year? Yes. Just feather-like seeds, blade-like seeds, which can just disperse. Anywhere the wind blows, it can go from one place to the other. We do not have any mahogany tree on our first floor. It's open area. But this time I saw 3-4 seeds of mahogany. From where they came, I have no idea. Maybe by wind or the movement of wind. So mahogany, which is now important. Then you can see a very tall tree. It is the tallest tree in the whole world. It's the tallest tree, and it is seen in the forest of California in the United States of America. And you have an idea of what's the name of this tree? Sequoia. Correct? Who said that? Very good. Sequoia is the tallest tree. We don't find this is a tree sequoia. We do not have sequoia tree in India. It is seen in parts of the United States, maybe other parts of the world, but I know as far California has a lot of such trees in their particular forest lands. Okay, then this is Media isodere. Media nubia. Okay, Media nubia. We call it Hebebu. That is also a very good forest species. Hebebu or Media isodere. Media isodere is also seen in North India. We see this species in North India. And you have commonly known as the China berry tree, bee tree or the Cape lilac, and a species of deciduous tree in the mahogany family, Liliaceae. So that is the mahogany species. Then this is another forest species which I already told you, Agassiz, Sesbania grandifolia. And the beauty of this tree is, in Karnataka we have used Sesbania grandifolia in our integrated forest system, IFS models. Many IFS models have Sesbania grandifolia. If you go to our KVKs, Krishi Vigyan Kendras, okay, or you go to the agricultural farm stations, you will see that these models are having Agassiz. They are having the Sesbania grandifolia. Then you have this is for the simplification. You have seen a lot of copper rod, okay, which has yellow flowers and copperish in color, copper tinge there. It is called as Petrophorum petrocarpium. Okay, it's from the family Sesbaniaceae, which is nothing but from the Gulmohar family. We have the Mayflower, which is called as Gulmohar. Okay, so it is the Gulmohar family, which is also you have another flower which is called as Mayflower. Okay, now we are almost in the middle of April, reaching the middle of April. Cassia fistula. You've seen a lot of fruits of cassia fistula. Elongated. When you break out, it looks like one, single, like one gems. Or you can say like the poppins. You have seen poppins?
Yes.
When you take out poppins, one you take out the other. It's like one seed you take out, then the next seed you take out the next. Just like poppins, it looks like poppins. Okay. I hope you have eaten poppins and you remember what poppins are. Okay. So The fruit of Cassia fistula looks very similar, and flowers are draping. They're not blown, they just fall off. They look like branches of grapes, but it's yellow in color. And when it's completely flowering, it looks beautiful because it's just yellow, completely yellow and very nice. Have you seen this Cassia fistula flowering? No. If you are seeing, very good. If you are not seeing, the pictures are here, which will give you an idea how it would look. This is again a picture of Cassia fistula. It has medicinal value as well. Okay, the Camellia indica. This is also having medicinal values. Acacia arabica. You can see. Acacia arabica. Costus. Costus is also used for sugar control and so many others. Okay, sandalwood and red sandals. So red sandals, okay, we call red sandalwood or samba's wood. This is also priced just, like your Shrigandha, Rakta Chandana and Shrigandha. So I would say the prices of red sandals are slightly higher or in par with the sandalwood, and you have the complete freedom to grow red sandals or sandalwood. Today the government of Karnataka will not tell you anything. You can go ahead, you can plant sandalwood, nobody is going to question you. Former times they had strict rules and regulations and they were not allowing. But now they do allow and they encourage farmers to plant this sandalwood because they know there's a lot of international market. Many people buy the carvings made in wood, and each carving may go even in lakhs. Because nowadays sculptures also, only wood sculptures are there. Now as and when we are just developing, we are even losing our sculptures. So we have very few sculptures. Now people doing training in fine arts, 5 years they have a training in Chitrakala Parishad. They do studies like you. They have 5 years training in Chitrakala Parishad and they do all these sculpture, painting and so many other things. Once I had gone and visited their school of artists in Chitrakala Parishad, and there are so many students who are doing artists. They are doing 5 years course in Chitrakala Parishad, and then they get a degree in fine arts or another degree. Okay. So like that, there are some students who are interested in those, like you are doing agriculture. They will be doing another. So like that, now you have the use of these woods which are used for sculpture, and they do sculpture making also. Okay, then you have Petrocarpus and Talinus, which is called nothing as but your rose red sandals. It is called as red sandals, which is you just saw now, red sandalwood or red sandals you call the same thing. That's how the seeds are looking. Then you have onion tree. I have put the picture here, probably will show it later. Sandalwood you have already seen. Onion tree is nothing but it is your Hardwickia binata. Okay. Hardwickia binata, I told you, I've shown you many of those trees, small leaves. And the topmost leaves and the barks are used for making fibers, very common fibers are used. Then we have Maduka longifolia, latifolia. This is also used for biodiesel production. And the seeds are used, Maduka seeds are used. Then you have oleoxylin. Then you have another tree over here, oleoxylin tree over here. Then we have some other trees. Red tamarind. Seen red tamarind? I don't know whether you have seen this. You have light brown color. You have dark varieties of tamarind. Then you have one variety which is completely red in color. Complete red in color. That's red tamarind. So it's again tamarind. And then you have this giant tree, Sequoia. You can see how it is like California. In Sierra Nevada mountain range. If you want to be more clear which area in California, Nevada. Okay. Sierra Nevada mountain ranges have this common species. Wild almonds, which is called as wild almonds. What do you call? Terminalia. Dash. How do you do? Terminalia. Which one? Wild almonds. Or is it cashew? Which is it?
Terminalia bellerica.
If it is cashew, okay, it's cashew, the right cashew. What is the scientific name of cashew? Anacardium. Anacardium. So it's cashew, okay, you're right. And then this is the tree which I was telling you. When I had gone to Kaibara forest, then I told you I saw a lot of flowers of leaves here. I forgotten that I put this picture. So everywhere I went it was pink, pink and white, beautiful. The forest was very nice. I took a lot of pictures. We had gone with our students, and this is the picture of Listeria, which is the fodder species, good fodder species for animals. And the flowers are, this is how they look like, Listeria species. Okay, this is some kind of pines. And this is some pictures from Germany, because I have been in Germany for quite some time. Germany. So you can see the forest also, the view of Germany. If some pictures are there, okay, there in Germany. Again, you can see the forest. The flowering plants in Germany. Okay, this was when I was going by train from Germany to Switzerland. So that time I came across this type of trees. But I would really not be able to identify them because they are nowhere really looking like any trees from India. It's already a cold country. The trees are very different. And we have to study the leaves of the tree and understand what they are because they don't look like what we have. Okay, these are again some of the trees in one of the hills which I visited. I was very happy to take some of the pictures. Again, you can see while going in the car, again I'm taking some pictures. Again, you can see this. I went to one of the botanical gardens actually. It's not like a botanical garden, it's like an agricultural museum where they have all agricultural displays in Germany. It's very close to the place where I was in Stuttgart. I think maybe 40 minutes or 45 minutes from outskirts of Stuttgart. And then we went and visited this. It had a lot of apple trees and a very good museum. You can see the terrain, how beautiful it is. Again, this is a part of Switzerland. I've been to Switzerland one other place, so it's a picture. Okay, apple trees. And this is where I was staying in Monheim, near the university, Stuttgart University. There was wheat or something was growing there. And you can see some other kind of trees which are growing here in water bodies. Now I'm just showing the difference because since I visited, then I thought let me have some pictures. This will be India. This is India, and this is also India. We come back to India now. This is in Manali. All India tour, we taken students to Manali. When we went here, it slowly started snowing. There was no snow. Then suddenly by afternoon, it became very cold. It became more cold. And then we saw a lot of snow. And it was too cold, we went down very close to the water. It was very beautiful. We also played in the snow because it started snowing. See, afterwards you see how much of snowfall. Just started spreading. Okay, this is Punjab. Some parts of Punjab, I took pictures from Punjab. Not this time, much earlier. This is a flame of forest. You see, this picture was taken by me in Hassan. We have our Madhu, we have our biofuel park in Madhu, opposite our agriculture college, Hassan. So that time there is flowering. This is the flowers of this tree. Beauty of Amaspava. So I told one of the men, go pick the flowers and just hold it so that I can show that this is the flower of this tree. So you can see the color of the flower. It has oranges, yellow color. It looks like fire. Looks like fire. That's why it's called as flame of forest. That's the reason it's called as flame of forest. Okay, this is another thing I should have written the name. It's a biodiesel tree. Again, it's in the biodiesel plant, and I think it should be either it should be two. We have see in biofuel we have Jatopa, then we have Simaruva, then we have Pogania, Carofina. Okay. Okay, and Amora line. One among them. Hungarian. You should look for the fruits. There are some varieties which have trees which are small with lot of fruiting. So that could be a better genetic plant. The mother plant is quality mother plant. So maybe you can take the seeds from that mother plant and then you can grow them. Okay. So this is again Madhukalongifolia. Given Hippe, number of plants, spacings 5 by 6 meter, date of planting 2018. This is all in our research stations. If you see the research stations. Yeah, this is again Calophyllum Amora lavi. Again, this is a biodiesel. The fruits which we obtain here are used for making diesel. Biodiesel. Fruits. You can see them. If you get an opportunity, please visit. You can see a more clearer picture. For summer, when I visited, you could see the cracks and the soil structure, how it was. That's a history I already showed you. Now you can see the leaves, they just started flowering. Okay. This is one of my earlier pictures when I was in Chintamani. So there you can see. You can see this. Nowadays it's not easy to see them. You can see. Earlier you would see a lot of this. Now this is not so common. You can only see them in some places. And this is Karnataka. You make the pickles, Karnataka pickles. Karnataka. It's very good. You can use these red fruits. Okay, and you can make a Karnataka pickles. It's a horticulture variety.
Ma'am, double tap.
There's a displacement here.
Double tap, ma'am.
What do we do?
Double tap.
Let's go there. This is Nagalingam Pushpa. I visited one of the places. This is a picture taken by me. I saw a lot of peacocks sitting on the fruit tree of this Nagalingam Pushpa. You can see the peacock. You know, it's a huge tree and the peacock just went and sat. This picture was taken in the place in Tamil Nadu and it is called as Tiruvannamalai. Tiruvannamalai, you have buses going from, you have buses, Mysore bus station, no? There only you have buses which go to Tiruvannamalai. You can take the bus and you can go. Tamil Nadu buses are more cheaper than Karnataka buses. You can go on Tamil Nadu buses. You can reach Tiruvannamalai in less than 2 to 3 hours. You can see the beautiful temples of Tiruvannamalai. You can see this place. This is on one of the Ramana Maharishi ashram. If you go there, you can see all these trees and you can see still the ambience of the environment. The saint Ramana Maharishi, when they say when he was there, the peacocks were just moving around. Even today also we see the peacocks, we see the trees. You will see a lot of Hardikya Vinata on the hills, which is called as the Ramana Hills. People go on top of the hills and then they come out. It's like trekking. It's a beautiful hill. And I remember the trees filled with, the hills are filled with your, Hardikya Vinata, then you have red sanders, and you have some other trees, many trees are there. If you have an opportunity to go and see and come, then you can use your decoration of your houses. I just put an extra slide there. And this is nothing but your Subabul. Okay. And no, it's one of the cassia species, and it looks like that, but not so. They are one very good water indicators. We have to give the species name later. Very good water indicators. They can tell you that okay, water is our indicator. Okay, then this is also one of the Calandria. This is a fodder species, Calandria. Name is not written, but it is Calandria. Calandria has flowers of this, looks like a thread-like tongue. Calandria. Fodder species. Dulcidia. Then we used to make our students do. That time we had these boards. Then the boards were hung into the respective trees. This is what we did. Myself and my colleague Shivappa. we both were taking care of this subject. So we used to put the plants so that the students were able to identify. If it comes for the examination, they should not be blinking on the species. We did a lot of that, and this is in the premises of College of Sericulture. This may be a photograph of 2017 or 2016. This photo is that old. Okay, this is the flower which I didn't show you here. It was not there in my botanical garden. It is called as African tulip tree. African tulip tree, very tall and nice orange yellow flowers, which is called African tulip tree. Okay, then you can see this is a picture which was taken in Goa. In Goa. I've been to Goa. So one of the parks had a tree which was fallen down. Many pictures are taken by me, so you can always see. You can see the plant is fallen, but still the plant has started growing. You have seen regeneration, types of regeneration, coffees and polarity. You can see they have started growing. So that also here. You can see very clearly. Plant is fallen, okay, and they have started again because they have cut the tree. But you can see they have started to grow because they are still in contact. Now see what they did: chop the tree. They started growing. Okay, this was again in Germany. This is in the year 2017. Hasina is there, Hasina? So Hasina, myself and Stefan. So we are here. The picture is clear. You can see that it's a bit tilted. It's one of the places in Germany. Very close to Karnataka, Agricultural University of Poland, very close to. Stefan would have completed his PhD, I think, by now. Okay, the populars. There's a lot of in North India. We found a lot of them in fund agriculture university. Then we have another variety. So we have these other pictures. Okay, so that's the end of the slide.